Hello everyone, this is Rod and today we are sitting at the dock of the bay. This is part of the Tokyo Bay and it's a terribly hot summer day. Anyway, so we are out today and while reading this beautiful book of Peter Kingsley, Ancient Philosophy, Mystery and Magic, I just wanted to take like a couple of minutes to talk about the four elements. Four elements that no matter what kind of system of magic, system of alchemy you may be into, only four elements is always something that we come across. So what we know about the four elements is actually the first one that came out with the theory of the four elements was the pre-Socratic philosopher Empedocles. And Empedocles actually was a really beautiful theory because it came out with the four elements that are the cosmos composed of four elements and having two major forces, the force of love that brings the four elements together and the force of hatred that push them apart. But only that, there's a beautiful sentence from Empedocles explaining at the beginning of the four elements, and he says, "Hear first the four roots of all things: dazzling Zeus, life-bearing Hera, Idoneus and Nestis, who moistens the springs of mortals with her tears." But I think this point is extremely relevant because Empedocles first assigned the four elements to four gods and goddess. So Zeus, Hera, Idoneus, which is actually was another name of Hades, and Nestis, which again according to Peter Kingsley is another name for Persephone. So at the beginning Empedocles associate these four elements to these four Greek god and goddess and pairing them, Zeus with her wife Hera and Hades with her wife Persephone. So these four, of course, there's different theory which ones represent which one, but I think the most important point here is that these four elements are so important that are assigned to divinities. Further down the line, Aristotle assigned the four attributes. So we have four attributes being hot, dry, cold, and moist. And for each element, two of these attributes are assigned. So for instance, we have fire, which is hot and dry. In fact, the alchemical symbol of fire is a triangle pointing upward because the flame, the fire, tends to push upward. Opposite, we have water, which are the attributes are cold and moist, and this is a triangle pointing down because water tend to go down. The combination of the elements, so if we have hot and moist, we'll have air. Air is a triangle pointing up, so the hot part of air wants to go up, but then he has a moist part that stops it, and those in the symbol we have a line crossing the triangle upward. Same thing for the opposite, for earth, that has a dry and cold component. So the cold component is pushing the triangle down, but the dry stops it with the line. And finally, we move on the four elements according to Paracelsus, because this is another important milestone in his book of nymphs, sylphs, pygmies, and salamanders and other spirits. This book is toward the late 1400, beginning of the 1500, and is a description of the elementals, so the spirits attributed to the four elements. So we will have the nymphs or undines or mermaids associated to the element of water. We have the sylphs associated to the element of air, the gnomes associated to the element of earth, and finally the salamander associated to the element of fire. And these four associations are pretty much applied to so many things. Like, of course, the cardinal points, the winds, but being a little bit more specific on what Paracelsus explained us, well, the nymphs, being the spirit of water, or the mermaids, they are associated with feelings, they are associated with sensuality. In the tarot deck, we find associated with the suit of cups, representing water itself. The sylphs, that are the spirit of the air, are associated instead with intellectual faculties, artistic parts, and in the suit of in the tarot they are associated to the suit of swords. So everything that has to do with the intellect or artistic part. Then we have the nuns that are associated with physical matters. What we have, they're associated with possession. Those are in the tarot associated to the suits of coins or pentacle, how you want to call it. And finally, the salamanders associated with power, energy. In the suits of in the tarot are associated with the wands, so representing action, energy. And again, there's so many other correspondences that we can find about the four elements, but for today's discussion, we'll stop it here and we take it again another time. Thanks again for staying with me today, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.